Okay, I'm gonna be that friend that's too woke again for a second, except this time. So I made a video about the song Wishlist and how it kind of seemed like nuclear family propaganda to me. And then I saw a lot of people saying that the song Opalite was giving that Taylor Swift was really jealous and insecure about the fact that her boyfriend had previously only dated black women. And I like some of Taylor's songs, but I'm not a Taylor fan, so I don't really know Travis Kelce's lore like that. And so I decided to look it up. He dated Maya Benberry, Zuri Hall, and most recently, Kayla Nicole. And now he's dating Taylor Swift. This is just what I could find publicly. I'm not going to deep dive crazily into his dating life. But then, let's go to the song Opalite. So when I was first listening to this, like the first verse, I've had a bad habit of missing lovers past. My brother used to call it eating out of the trash, blah, 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 blah. I thought, well, maybe this is because Taylor Swift notoriously has a bunch of shitty ex-boyfriends, so maybe she's talking about them. I think if you don't keep up with the lore like that. So I was like, oh, she's just shading her ex-boyfriends and how she's just happy with Travis Kelce now. This is about herself. But then you continue in the song, and that's when I told you. And later in the song, it's not I, Taylor Swift, it's you. So we assume she's talking about Travis Kelce. Yes, and that's what I told you. It's all right. You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite. This verse, you couldn't understand it while you felt alone. You were in it for real. She was in your phone, and you were just opposed. This is clearly about Travis. He was sleepless in the onyx night, but now his sky is opalite, or whatever. But I saw people saying the onyx versus opalite comparison is clearly about race, and I didn't know my rock theory like that. Sorry. So I looked it up. And this is onyx. It is a normally black rock. This is opalite. It is a shiny, ethereal, white, milky rock. Travis Kelce was sleepless with all of his exes in the onyx night. But now with Taylor Swift, his sky is opalite. I don't know. I feel like the Taylor defenders are gonna be like, no, it's just about the symbolic spiritualism of the rock, because onyx symbolizes heaviness, gravity, resilience, and is said to absorb negativity. Opalite is tied to clarity, intuition, and new beginnings. I don't know. This paired with the fact that how many exes has Taylor Swift had? Taylor Swift has had 10 exes, all of which who are white, except for Taylor Lautner, who is mixed German, Dutch, Irish, and Native American. This is fishy to me. This is kind of fishy. Like, I don't even. But you know what's kind of funny about this, or is ironic to me, is she is comparing Travis Kelce's exes to onyx and herself as opalite. Is that onyx is naturally occurring. It's natural, formed under pressure. Opalite, however, is luminescent, but man-made, manufactured.
Taylor Swift has revealed herself to be resentful of black women, or at least deeply insecure when it comes to comparing herself to black women. In the song Opalite, Taylor is referencing Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole. The lyrics of Opalite include, you were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite. So Taylor is not only using the lyrics in the song to talk about how she is so much better for Travis than his ex-girlfriend is, which is inconsiderate on its face, what did that lady ever do to you? But she is choosing to do that using the imagery of onyx, which is typically black, and opalite, which is typically white. Or in Eldest Daughter, Taylor says, I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down. The language of bad bitch and savage are primarily associated with black women, at least in this context, especially black women in hip-hop. Both make me think of Megan Thee Stallion immediately. And there were rumors that Travis was trying to holler at Megan back in 2023, shortly before Travis and Taylor started dating. So I read this lyric as, sorry, I'm not a hot, cool black woman like he usually dates. Or in Wishlist, she says they want a fat ass and a baby face. Big booties are not unique to black women, but if we're all being honest here about the associations of black women's bodies over the last 400 years, big booties are and have been associated with black women. Now, could I understand why Taylor might be insecure about this? Yeah. Knowing that thousands, if not millions of people are looking at your man's exes and then looking at you like, huh? Would make me insecure too. But to be even relatively conscious of the trope of white men dating black women until it's time to settle down and have white babies, or the trope of men dating black women until they get richer or more famous, or to know the way that Kayla Nicole has been dragged to hell and back because her high-profile ex, a white man, started a very public relationship with one of the biggest pop stars in the world, a white woman, and how many people hurled racist jokes at her and black women generally for it, to know all that, and still dunk on her one more time to your millions of loyal fans, for this to come up on at least 3 different songs in one album, for her to play into harmful tropes that she has to be aware of, and for so many of Taylor's fans to not notice or just not care, this album is simply not for me. There is enough thinly veiled racial resentment in the world toward black women. I don't need it in my pop bop.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, before I get into this video, I would like to let you know that this is not a shade video to white women. Please, we are talking about Taylor Swift, not all white women. So yesterday, I uploaded a video talking about how some white women don't feel okay seeing white men with black women. Immediately I uploaded the video, I went on TikTok and Taylor Swift was trending, or is still trending, because of what she said in her current music album. And guys, I can understand how it feels, right, to know that the man you're about to marry or has only dated black women. So you'll be feeling very insecure, thinking maybe he will leave you. Before I get deep into this video, I would like you to watch this very video.
Seeing a beautiful black woman with a white man will almost certainly trigger a white woman's main character syndrome every time. If you're a white woman that follows me right now, you better not be getting that thumb ready to scroll, please. Because that was embarrassing what happened on that other video. Don't do that. Stay and listen. Like you would want a man to stay and listen when I talk shit about men. Be the change you want to see in the world, okay? Yes, white men have like this very intense main character syndrome, but white women have also been given a very specific narrative about their place in that situation. And so they also have main character syndrome. That's where when a white man marries a black woman, it triggers white women's narrative. It triggers the narrative that something was taken from them because their whole life they grew up watching white Disney princesses end up with a white Disney prince. So that's how it goes. That's how you play the game, right? You take this doll and they go together, and that's how you play the game. What's triggered is that you are not supposed to be part of that narrative in any way as a black woman. You are not supposed to reap the benefits of being this close to the top of the hierarchy, right? It's almost like they see it in their eyes as like you've skipped a few steps on the ladder and you've ended up like, you know, in a place that they could have gotten. They are also confused because a white man isn't supposed to want a black woman. Like a white man is also supposed to be trained to want a white woman, to want the aesthetic, right, of a white woman.
In Taylor Swift's recent album, she tried to tell her boyfriend that she will not treat him the way the other woman, the ex, treated him, that she is pure and innocent. This is what a lot of people interpreted by the lyrics. Honestly, I don't know that Taylor Swift is like this. I love her a lot. I used to be a big fan. I'm still a fan. I will not start hating her because of whatever that is happening. But guys, it's so very weird to see that despite the hate comments this lady got because of her, she's still playing into those hate comment, trying to send her fans to go and bully her. The reason why a lot of her fans are angry is still what I said and what this person said. The thing is, black women don't supposed to be with anybody who is meanful. Yes, any meanful man in the society don't supposed to be attracted to black women. And once you do that, you have disrupted a lot of history and also made a lot of people triggered. You have made a lot of women from other race feel insecure. So that is what I see in Taylor Swift's album. I feel like she's feeling very insecure. She's feeling like maybe her boyfriend will still leave her and go back to his ex or go back to another black woman. But guys, there's another person that explained this whole thing better. I would like to let you listen to her.
Taylor Swift is obsessed with black women. Let's talk about it. Taylor Swift is obsessed with the fact that several of her exes have moved on to date black women, and she perceives this kind of conquering of Travis as an end or disruption of this pattern, and she's boasting about it in this album. Let's start with Opalite, which is very clearly about Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex-boyfriend whom he dated off and on from 2017 to 2022, and oh, Kayla Nicole happens to be black. The lyrics in Opalite could actually not be clearly more targeting Kayla Nicole, right? It references a video that went viral a couple times in which Travis is literally berating Kayla for being on her phone. Meanwhile, she is an influencer, so that is weirdo behavior because she was working and it's very controlling, but it is very clear nonetheless that that video is referenced in Opalite. The lyric reads, "You couldn't understand it, why you felt alone, you were in it for real, she was in her phone, and you were just a pose," right? Taylor could not have been more obvious and less creative here. It's not enough to me that Taylor is using this crazy worldwide medium to best a woman that previously dated her ex. It's also the fact that Taylor is fully aware that Kayla has received relentless and racist harassment, oftentimes terrifying, from Swifties in reaction to the fact that she previously dated Travis. So this is purposefully and blatantly violent. This song accomplishes two things at once, right? It proves the fact that Taylor Swift is obsessed with black women, and it endangers Kayla Nicole. But obviously our country is not at its best with critical thinking, so let's analyze a different part of the song, right? So another lyric says, "But I'm not a bad bitch, and this ain't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down." So in this song, Taylor positions herself as this unique, singular white flower that is so different from what? Black culture. And once you step back and realize the song is like final boss pick me X racism, you realize that Taylor Swift is preoccupied with like this obsession with Black women, in part because Travis Kelce has predominantly dated Black women in the past, and she wants to define herself as different from his past and therefore better. Again, very weird, very pick-me behavior. Taylor's not only preoccupied with this idea that Travis has historically dated Black women, it's also the reality that several of her exes have moved on from her to Black women. And that confounds and ultimately like enrages her, and she's so obsessed with the pattern and the idea that she had to talk about it in this album. Chris, give me examples. Okay, well, we have Harry Styles, who is now reportedly dating Zoe Kravitz. We have Tom Hiddleston, who has moved on to be engaged to and co-parent with a Black woman whose name is Zawe Ashton. And then we have Calvin Harris, who went on to marry a Black woman named Vic Hope. So it is a pattern, and Taylor Swift is clearly aware of it because she is obsessed with her exes, and all of that together is making me feel very, very strange. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today I'd argue that this idea, the idea that white men have historically left Taylor Swift for Black women, is part of her personal mythos, right? I imagine she finds it both confounding and devastating that these men have left her, who is like the pinnacle of Western white beauty, right? She is the ideal white woman. Meanwhile, all of these white guys are leaving her for Black women, and I'm sure it's really pissing her off. So when Taylor like secured Travis, she achieved the ultimate feat in her mind. She had convinced a white man to leave Black women for her, and the mythos is complete. She has disrupted the pattern, she is the queen bee yet again, and this album is all about her obsession with that weird mythos and her obsession with Black women. At the end of the day, you know and I know that Taylor Swift is a deeply calculated and intentional person, right? She drew up these lyrics and this like 8th grade symbolism very intentionally. It's very red-pilled and incredibly macro-aggressive. So I guess the moral of my story here is like, you Swifties, the ones who refuse to call her out on her bullshit, are the same exact type of white feminist that she is. You protect bigots and you traffic in and like enjoy anti-Black bullshit. And that makes you a bad person. All right, bye.
There comes a point, and I'm at the point, to where we have to stop saying this is microaggressiveness, passive aggressiveness, when it is very much blatant, it is macro, it is on a jumbotron. I'm not a bad bitch. I don't live the life of a savage. We all know that's AAV. We all know who she's talking about. All her exes left her for Black women, and her current fiance only has a history of dating Black women. It's nothing but malicious intent behind every single word in this album. There's no creativity at all. And we all know about the time when Travis Kelce and Kayla Nicole were still dating, and they were at an event and she was on her phone the whole time. Not the whole time, but he was like, why are you on your phone so much? Blah, blah, blah. As if she's not an influencer, and that's literally her job. And you had the nerve to go on this song and not even be creative about it and state she was on her phone, you were just a pose. They dated for years. I doubt it was just a pose, sweetie. And the fact that we all know that she has been getting hate from only Taylor Swift fans this entire time. So for you to go and make this aggressive ass album about her is just sick, and it screams Regina George's mean girl energy.
So after getting a lot of backlash from netizens, Taylor Swift made a video explaining to people that whatever you guys interpret from her music, the lyrics of her music, is none of her business, that you guys talking about her is also contributing to her growth and the growth of her album, or the performance of her album.
The rule of show business is, if it's the first week of my album release and you are saying either my name or my album title, you're helping. And art, I have a lot of respect for people's subjective opinions on art. I'm not the art police. It's like everybody is allowed to feel exactly how they want. And what our goal is as entertainers is to be a mirror. Oftentimes an album is a really, really wild way to look at yourself, right? What you're going through in your life is going to affect whether you relate to the music that I'm putting out at any given moment. And what I often love seeing my fans say is, I used to be someone who didn't like relate to Reputation, and now that I've been through some other things in my life, that's my favorite album. Or I used to be a like fearless girly, now I'm obsessed with Evermore. Like, and we're doing this thing for keeps. Like, I have such an eye on legacy when I'm making my music. I know what I made. I know I adore it. And I know that like on the theme of what the showgirl is, all of this is part of it.
Guys, I want to know what you think in the comment section. Honestly, this is so very weird. Honestly, reading all those lyrics and all the shade thrown to black women because of men is so very crazy. Tera is too big for this, but guys, I want to know what you think in the comment section. Women will always be women, no matter how mature they are. I feel like she's feeling very insecure, and also she feel like she have win this person over and converted him into liking white women. And I feel like she will also try a lot to keep him. She will not let him slip away. But I want to know what you think in the comment section.